here today for the launch of the brand new Westminster Sustainable Business Forum report entitled Sustainable Solutions Raising the Watermark, which brings together 10 essays from experts across the water supply chain, basically giving recommendations for how we can have a more secure and sustainable water supply in the future.
So absolutely fantastic to be back here with the Sustainable Business Forum. Once again, it's a report like this, Sustainable Solutions, that's going to inform policymakers and the decisions they make about water. We know that water is a massive challenge, whether it's flooding or drought, an oversupply and undersupply, but also about how we look after our environment. And it's a long-term challenge. Politicians aren't always great at looking beyond 4 or 5 years to the next election. And yet, this is exactly what we need to do, to look beyond that if we're going to get a sustainable solution for our water needs in the UK. So I really welcome the report. I think it's absolutely brilliant that this is the organisation and the forum in which it's come together to make it happen. And I'm looking forward to the next one as well.
I'm really delighted to be here today to help launch Raising the Watermark. I think it's going to be a really important collection of essays. They look at issues as diverse as adapting to climate change, preventing flood risk, how we get more innovation into our water services sector, and crucially, how we keep the water supplies running for the future and keeping water available and affordable for everyone.
This is an incredibly useful report because it takes as its fundamental starting point the fact that water is not an infinitely available commodity that we can freely use. It's a very precious and finite resource. And what this report does is look at water from a whole range of different perspectives. People coming from different angles, with different points of view, and looking at water in the round. So if you read this report, you don't just see water in little compartments, you see water as a whole. And that's the way in which we will ultimately make good policy on water. It is a very welcome report.
Well, we've been delighted with this afternoon's event because I think it's really shown that there is wide recognition that there's a big set of issues here that, in terms of water, meet the benefits of a whole range of society. It's crucially under threat at the moment. We've seen all the unpredictability of extreme weather events, and essentially there's a debate that needs raising about how we ensure long-term sustainable solutions. And currently we're disappointed with the rather short-term measures that are being taken by the government, and we think there's a much broader debate to be had, and this afternoon I think has shown that there's wide measure of agreement that that perspective needs to be taken.
Good opportunity today, raise the issues of natural capital, ecosystem services, social capital. Spoke to Lord Chris Smith, I thought that's a good space. I like the idea of 10 essays, some a bit controversial. Across the piece, independent perspectives really strong. European, not just UK centric, but important to the UK. A voice for the SME, really important. All in all, quite powerful mechanism, approach, quite innovative.
We've had a really fantastic event today. The sheer number of people who have turned up is a testament to how important this issue is. We've had a fantastic chairmanship by Gavin Shuker, the Shadow Minister for Water. Mary Craig gave a really good speech. She touched on a lot of the issues discussed in this report, the sustainable solutions raising the watermark. And of course, Lord Chris Smith gave us a very sturdy concept of what we need to do with our water into the future. The Westminster Sustainable Business Forum is really looking forward to working with all these kind of people in the future, with SMEs, with environmental organisations, with civil servants and other businesses to really drive this agenda forward and make a real difference into the future.